Today we're going to be doing a review lesson of 1-6, which is evaluating expressions. The reason we're going to be doing this is because we had some problems on the test I noticed or on the quiz with doing these. And so today I'm going to have you do some review with these just to make sure we get this concept down. In today's assignment, you probably recognize this. This is from the book. There is a very specific way that I'm going to have you solve the problems, these expressions here. So I'm going to show you how I want you to solve these expressions. So be sure you watch this video all the way through before you start your homework. We're going to start here with number 17. So if I was doing 17, I would put number 17, just like this. Now, I see it's 8G. Now, I know when there's a number next to a letter. Now here it says G equals 1, and there's no sign in there. I know that means I times it. So I'm going to write 8 times 1, just like that, minus 3. Okay, so that's a times sign, that's a circle. Now, I know from my order of operation, goats eat mushy apples. Okay, groupings, exponents, multiplication, and division, and adding and subtracting. I know from that I'm going to do the 8 times 1 first. So I'm going to solve that problem. 8 times 1 is 8, so I write 8, and now I continue writing what the rest of the problem is. So now it's 8 minus 3, and when I solve that, 8 minus 3 is 5. So that's how this one would look. Next, let's look at number 23 here. So we see 16 with the fraction sign over f. So I look up here and f equals 4. So the first thing I'm going to do is write my number down just like this. So 23, it's number 23. And I'm going to write down 16. So I'm writing the problem out. Now I know f equals 4. So I'm going to place 4 in there. Now this is really important. Remember, this fraction sign also means dividing. So this is 16 divided by 4. Okay, which if I did that, I know that 16 divided by 4, I count by 4s until I get to 16, and that would give me 4. It's 4, 8, 12, 16. So my answer here would be 4. So you see I've written it out here. Okay, and then here's my answer. Number 24 here is, you notice this is the one that we had from our quiz on Thursday. Okay, now some of you may have gotten this one right, but a lot of you did not show the work the way that I'm expecting you to show that in today's assignment. So watch how I do this. So I'm going to write out this problem here. I know that D right here equals 8. So I'm going to write this problem out. 5 and D equals 8. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm just going to put it in parentheses like that. Minus 25 divided by 5. Now you notice I didn't work anything else. All I did this first step, and this is what I want you to do, is place in what belongs in the variable D. Okay, so 8. Now I've done that, now I can start solving. So I'm only going to show one step at a time. Some of you are trying to do 2 or 3 steps in your head, just showing one step. Now, for my order of operation, I know I'm going to multiply before I do subtraction. So I know 5 times 8 is 40. So now I show it like this. That equals 40, and now I write the rest of the problem. So it's minus 25, and remember that means divided by 5. Okay, now this part on the top is like a grouping right here. So I've got to do this before I can figure out this part. So this is my grouping here. So now I know 40 minus 25 equals 15, and that's over 5. Now that becomes a division problem. 15 right there divided by 5. So I know that's going to equal 3. So there's my answer. And notice how I showed each step here. It's very easy to see how I got from here to here. So here on this one, we're going to take a look at number 26. So it's 6f squared. So I take a look up here to see what does f equal? Equals 4. So first thing I do is I write my problem out. 6, remember that means times, if there's no sign in there, times 4 squared. Okay, now I know from my order of operation that I'm going to do, there's no groupings here, but there is an exponent, so I've got to do my exponent. So I'm doing one step at a time. Remember, 4 squared, that doesn't mean 4 times 2. This means how many times do I times 4 by itself? Twice. So 4 times 4 is 16. So 16 times 6, okay? So now I need to do 6 times 16, which I've done right over here, and I see I got 96, so I would do 96 just like that. So here again, here's exactly how my problem should look. Right here, I show each step. So I did problem number 30 here. I made one up that's going to be similar to what you'll see in today's assignment. So the first thing I want to do here is I want to rewrite this out, making sure I fill in E equaling 3, and G equaling 1, and F equaling 4. So when I do that, E squared, E I see up top, equals 3. Change my pencil color here. So I get 3 squared plus, now I know that G at the top is 1, so here it's going to be 3 times 1. Okay, so plus 3 times 1, and that's in parentheses, and we're dividing by F, and if I look on top, F is 4. So now I know from my order of operation that I've got to do my grouping first. So here's my grouping, so I've got to do this first. So in here, I see I have a multiplication problem, I have some addition, but I have an exponent, and exponents come first, so I'm going to solve this first. So 3 squared means 3 times 3, which is 9. So I get 9 plus 3 times 1, and I divide that by 4. Now notice how I'm showing every step, okay? That's what you're going to need to do in today's assignment. If you don't do that, you're making more work for yourself because I'm going to return it to you and say, I don't see all of your steps. Okay, so now I know I still, and I should have put my grouping sign around here because I still have a grouping there. I still have to do that. So now I look and I say, okay, I have 9 plus 3, but I also have 3 times 1. And I know from order of operation that multiplication and division comes first. So I'm doing this problem, 3 times 1, before I add. So 3 times 1 is 3. So I'm going to have to put this over to the side since I'm running out of room. Now I have the plus 9, so I fill in the rest, divided by 4. And now 9 plus 3 is 12. So I'm doing that grouping up here first. So 12 divided by 4, and I'm really running out of room. And now I can see that would be 3. So there would be my final answer. For today's assignment, make sure you show each step. Make sure you check each answer after you solve the problem. Make any corrections if you got any of them wrong, and it'll be easy because you've shown your each step, and then upload it to Canvas when it's correct and it's finished. Remember to show each step. If you don't, you're going to have to redo it and you're making more work for yourself. So show those steps. Good luck.